It's starting to feel like maybe third quarters are like an Achilles heel or something for this team. I'm wondering if it feels that way for you, if or if there's something else that really maybe frustrates you about this loss.
It's more than Achilles heel. It's a thing. Maybe I'll just start a different five in the third quarter. We'll see. Anything's on the table at this point because it's gross.
When you talk about maybe changing the starting lineup for the third quarter, maybe somebody I would imagine who's a candidate is like Aaliyah Nye, who had a really good showing tonight. Is that something maybe you would consider? And did her performance tonight kind of maybe inform what that would look like?
You're looking at her points. She gets minutes because she plays hard. Her effort is there every time. I can't say the same down the line. It's there every time. So the way you build trust with your coach, you may not get it right all the time, like the scheme, but if I see you're trying hard and the effort's there, I'll give you the I can like let me start with that. Trying hard. Our defense was atrocious again in the third quarter, and that was the first five, not that second unit. I actually thought our second unit had a good run there from the end of the first into the second. So I mean, it can't get worse than that first five in the third quarter. So I'm going to discuss it with some of my coaches, but yeah, I might change who we start in the third quarter.
Coach, can you speak on Asia's return tonight, her impact, and what she was able to do in the past three games on a coaching perspective?
Um, I mean, you'll have to ask her about that. She definitely was clearly watching and seeing some Achilles heels issues that we've been having. Um, Thought she was a bit rusty today. Um, you know, 7 turnovers is extremely unusual for her. Um, so this one, she gets a little bit of a grace period on this one coming off and not having played for a while. Um, the bigger issue is our defense, and I thought Nneka and Skylar were just way too comfortable all night. They looked they looked like they were just uh, doing warm up drills and pick and rolls.
You kind of just referenced that second quarter and the push that you got from the second unit. I believe on three separate occasions that lead was cut down to one. Did it feel like you guys were kind of just like in search of that breakthrough moment? And if you were, could that breakthrough moment possibly have come on the defensive end in that second quarter?
I mean, it should always come through on the defensive end. You know, the first quarter they sat on 23 for a while, so it was getting stops and getting scores from that first going into the second. Then we were able to crawl ahead, in that second quarter, but it really started with that second unit coming out there and getting stops. Because at 4:45, I believe they had like 23 points. Um, I think they ended the quarter with 23 too. Yeah, so you held them scoreless, for 4 minutes, but for a second there, I mean, they were on pace to get 40 in that quarter. So it always starts on the defensive end.
Just to start, how are you feeling? Obviously, back from concussion protocol. This is our first time seeing you in a
Yeah,
while. Just being on the court, how did that feel?
feel good. Feel like myself.
Becky, you mentioned that you might be like a little bit rusty, having taken some time off with the turnovers and missed free throws. Did it feel like that to you?
Yeah, just getting back into the swing of things. But no, I feel good. I just gotta honestly starting to put the ball in the hoop and stop giving it away to the other team, and that's unacceptable on my end. So I got to be better on Sunday and moving forward for my team because that is not how I wanted to come back. Just watching, considering how many turnovers we had when I was away. So I'll be better.
That was another thing I wanted to ask you, maybe just what you were able to learn about this team and your time away. Like you were able to watch and maybe have like a coach's view. What stood out to you about what this team needs to work on?
Honestly, just giving the ball to the other team. That's our biggest thing. That's been our biggest hump. And also just that third quarter. Third quarter kind of sucks for us. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it for my team and I, because we play really good halves, first halves, but the third quarter is unacceptable on our end. So that's something that I'm gonna focus on. Something that I saw when I was away. So hopefully I can help change that.
Asia, I think there's a difference between all 13 teams have a will to win once the ball goes up, but that killer instinct is something that's been absent from this team. How do you get that back? Are you noticing that killer instinct when it's time to play Aces basketball and take a game over? It just seems to not be there this season.
I wouldn't necessarily say that it's not there. It's just us as a team, we have it. We just got to find it within each other. And that takes time. But obviously, we spoiled a lot of people with our greatness, with our legendary basketball styles. We see people are running our stuff. And so we spoiled our fan base. We spoiled a lot of people with that. And now they expect that out of us every single game. And it's hard. People have their building years. People have their championship years. Everyone has that type of year. And I think we're in unfamiliar territory, but we're about to get real familiar with being uncomfortable and leaning on one another. And that's what we're going to continue to do.
How long is it acceptable in your mind? It's probably not, but that you can say, we have pretty much a brand new group that's learning you, Jackie, Chels, Kia, to blend that chemistry. How long does that, I don't want to use the word excuse, but how long does that last?
It's not. We've already exhausted it. That was game two to me. Now it's just making the right basketball decisions and understanding how teams are guarding us is different. So that went out the window to me. Game two. Now it's just on each and every last one of us from top to bottom, especially myself, to make sure that we're geared up and ready to play 40 minutes. And I don't know what that's going to take. I think it's going to take for us to continue to get our ass beat, for us to wake up. And it's going to click. And when it does, that's when you're going to see Aces basketball. But right now, we're just going to continue to get our ass beat until we man up. And that's what it's going to take.
Hey, you already talked about the third quarter. You talked about the turnovers, but tonight you guys had more turnovers in the third quarter than you had in the entire first half. When you're on the floor and those turnovers are happening, does it feel like you guys are being sped up? Does it seem like a schematic issue? What does it feel like on the floor?
I don't know, honestly. It doesn't feel, the ball's just not going through for us. So when the ball doesn't go through the hoop, everything else just crumbles. That's what it feels like. It feels like we are literally running in mud because it's just making turnovers. But I mean, once again, it's on us that we have to buckle down on the defensive end. And once again, with me being the anchor of that, I have to make sure that I can make my guards feel comfortable in any systems, any actions that they're in to help prevent that because third quarters just can't be this crazy for us.
And Jack, I know you just took a seat, but I tweeted at halftime that you had scored the last 5 points, 5 straight points heading into halftime. Willie corrected me and actually said that you scored the last 10 for this team. With everything that's kind of been going on with this team this season and all the adjustments that have been made, have you been trying to be more effective kind of in pockets, right? Like this is my pocket to kind of take over the game, maybe this 3 or 4 minute stretch. Have you tried to kind of find more moments like that this season?
I mean, honestly, just trying to play the right way. And then if a couple fall, then I know they're going to keep going back to me, you know? And so I just got hot for a little bit. But, you know, it starts with our defense. Whenever we're getting stops on the defensive end, we're able to get going in transition and play at the pace that we want to play at.
Speaking of defense, Asia, Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever come on Sunday. How do you plan to attack the Fever?
Honestly, I haven't even thought about that. I'm going to digest this one, and tomorrow I'll try to, well, not try to, but I'll buckle into that. But I haven't really given it any thought right now.
For Jackie, only I think it was something like 3 field goal attempts for you in that fourth quarter. Is obviously huge in the first half, but maybe what shifted in the fourth quarter that I guess prevented you from being able to kind of make that same impact?
You know, whenever we're not getting stops on the defensive end, it's hard to, you know, execute things on the offensive end. And so that's the biggest thing. We're just taking the ball out the net, you know? And so they amped up their intensity a little bit. And I thought it put us on our heels a little bit. We had a lot of turnovers, you know, and so I mean, it's hard to score whenever we're just turning the ball over and not getting great looks on the offensive end.
Jackie, I asked Asia the same question. All 13 teams, when the ball goes up, you have a will to win. This is a team that used to have a killer instinct when it came time. Nobody could stop this team. Do you feel that that killer instinct is absent, or is it just something that needs to be triggered? Where, if you could define that for me.
I think we just have to execute on the defensive end. That's the biggest thing. Whenever we aren't getting stops, it's hard to score on the offensive end because we're just taking the ball out the net. And so I think we just have to have that killer mentality going into the game. We got off to a good start in the first half and then had another bad third quarter. So we have to do something, change something, come out better in the third. That's the biggest thing. We had to lead at halftime, and so I think just building on that in the third quarter and getting off to a better start. And so, it starts with the first 5 minutes, and it starts with the starters.
We'll finish off on Zoom with Nikias.
Just a quick one from the players. Just from your perspective, what is the biggest issue with the defense right now?
We're not playing it. Honestly.
Fair enough. Thank y'all.
We'll go to Natalie. Natalie.
Said that she might consider changing the starting lineup in the second half going forward due to the third quarter struggles. I just wanted to know both of your reactions to that and if that's something you think needs to happen.
What did she just say?
The starting lineup in the second half.
Becky said she's going to start lineup going into the third quarter to kind of revitalize the team. How do you guys feel about that?
We not the coaches, we the players. So if that's her choice, that's her choice. We're gonna ride with Becky no matter what. So whatever choices she make, that's it.